Hey, good day, good evening, Matt here. This is tutorial 4 of the Treading Barefoot spreadsheet. In this tutorial we're going to look at the basics of the expenditure allocations and projections tab. I'm going to try and do these short, part 1s and part 2, maybe part 3, just so I can keep the upload file size low and just so I can keep the content kind of short. It's a lot to cover in this tab. So first of all, we've got our accounts and our money that Betty and Bruce put in from last time. So we had our accounts, daily expenses, smile, splurge and fire extinguisher. I did show you, if you want to change, just go back to income tab. We changed this one to happy, didn't we? And then that will run through into the expenditure tab, but you will still see down here that you will have a smile in your accounts. So if you're going to change them, then what you need to do is you need to change what they relate to. So here we've got all our accounts, daily expenses, fire extinguisher, smile and splurge. I need to click on smile and select all those. Click again, and happy is going to come up now on the drop down menu because we changed everything. So we need to change those to happy, and then that will then be reflected back onto your dashboard. So we can uncheck all those and select all. So now we've got happy as one of our accounts. Okay. But I'm going to keep it as smile for the tutorial, so I'm going to change that back to expenditure account, and you can see it's changed back to smile. So I need to go and click on and filter for all happy again, and then I'm going to flick these back to smile. Smile, that one's smile, that one's smile. So that's basically how you change the names of your accounts in your expenditure tab, and that will change the name of your accounts in the dashboard as well. So what we've got here is we've got our differences. So we are positive 4,705 because we haven't spent any money yet. We haven't spent any money in daily monthly spend. Same for smile and splurge and fire extinguisher. And when we start to put projected costs in, these numbers will start to go down. But first I'm going to show you when these come up. If you try to type in here and monthly spend, let's try and type in 3,000 straight direct into that cell. You're going to get a message, and the message says this cell has automated formulas. Select cancel to continue. So when you continue, you press cancel, and that'll navigate yourself away from that cell. So this cell will automatically update, and I'm going to show you that now. So this cell is daily expenses, and I've put in descriptions based on our 18 months of Barefoot of all the expenses that we use. Bear in mind, Barefoot says not to count every expense. You basically disappear in a world of spreadsheets and tracking. So what we do is we group the expenses. So that's what I've done. I've grouped them into kind of 30 odd expenses, and I think that's enough to track on a monthly basis. So we've got extracurricular activities, daily expenses. I'm going to put 100 in there just to show you what happens. So there we go. We're spending 100 and it's gone down 100. Medicines, 100, down 100, and then I'm going to find a big one because I want one of these to go red. So I'm just going to scroll down to mortgage loans, and I'm going to say this mortgage is $5,000 per month. So now you can see that we've spent all daily expenses. So we've gone over budget by $420 straight away just because I put a high value in there. So that's what happens when you've spent your daily expenses. So what we need to do there is either lower this figure, 4,000. It's gone back to green. We've got 500 left. Or if we keep it 5,000, then we need to change the percentages of our accounts. So we'll go back to the income tab, and if we change the percentage of our accounts, let's call that 70. And now you can see we've got 110 spent, so we need to get 10% from somewhere else. So I've just knocked fire extinguisher down to 10%. So we're back to 100% of allocation. So now we're still in the green on daily expenses. So that's how you change your percentage weighting, and I'll cover that again once I've filled in all the projected monthly costs. Then we work through the fortnightly and monthly spend. And then fortnightly and projected costs are going to automatically work out, but I based it on monthly cost because that's what Barefoot says you should be looking at for your monthly date nights. So if you've got a weekly cost, then you can pro-rata this back to a monthly cost. Basically, you times your weekly cost by 4.25 and your monthly cost by fortnight cost by 2.2, and then you can put in your monthly costs. And then finally, you've got some comment sections here. So I've put in here for daily expenses. Let's say we're putting in 800 of groceries per month. I'm going to knock that back down to 2,000 to make it go green. And we can say we're going to buy our fresh fruit and veggies from the grocers, not the supermarkets, because it's a lot cheaper. And we're going to be able to knock that monthly cost down. So that's basically it for the basics of the expenditure tab. I'll start filling in monthly costs in the next video.